There's a creepypasta by Mr. Creepypasta. I'll put a link into the description. I'll probably put 2 links, maybe even 3. The top one will be the one I'm talking about. I think the second link will be like this video is made because of another video I made 2 days ago. I just got off work a little while ago, so it's October 13th, 2022 right now. And I know the creepypasta I'm talking about question, I think I narrated it myself at one point, though the version of the story I had was much shorter. So I think the part where my version of it ended is where it has the general thing I'm wanting to bring up. That is the emotion that the protagonist of that story has, given the situation that he's in, and the sorry, I had a little bit of a cough for a while, and it rained quite a bit last night. I actually was just able to take I've got home. I'm still wearing my boxers and my shirt, but I was able to take the rest of my clothes off, and my socks are drenched from the rain, so my feet are all still super pruny and wrinkly, and of course I was standing and working on them all night like that, so that's a little uncomfortable. But I don't know. I needed to not go off topic too much. Like I said, I'll probably put those 2 creepypasta links, but the other one will be the video this is in reference to. The video I'm making this reference to is I made a video 2 days ago. Basically, it was just me venting about basically feeling that I'm worthless and that God just would not like me. Which, there's not really anything for him or anyone to like about me, but hey, that's, would say just low self-esteem, but honestly it's just more than low self-esteem. It's same category, just more strong feeling of low self-esteem, I guess. I don't know. And like I said in that video, I don't want anyone to ever feel pity or any kind of that shit. Just, one, I just need to be able to talk about it. Makes me feel better. And 2, I'm still leaving out, whether it's the video this is reference to, the video I'm making right now, or any of the videos when I've talked about some of the stuff. I mean, I'm not going to be talking about majority of this. I mean, heck, the video I was referenced to doesn't talk about most of the things, just some. But the creepypasta I'm talking about, the way the protagonist feels during most of the story, as well as during the part of the story where my version of it ended. But Mr. Creepypasta had a much longer version of the story. But, though I guess the rest of it also applies as well. Just as equally, but I mainly wanted to focus on the not just how he feels on the airplane ride itself, not just leading up to when he doesn't follow the rules that he's given, but also the exact reaction that the people have. Sorry. I had to cough a little bit more. I mean, in general, I know I said it in the other video and some others that if people out there do actually feel the same feelings and thoughts I have, then you should see a therapist or a doctor or both. But the main thing I want to try to encourage people is I want to encourage people to actually talk about their feelings. So if there is stuff that is bothering you, I want you to at least try to find somebody you can trust to talk to. And if you don't have anybody, then you maybe just do what I'm doing and just talk into the void of space. But either way, just talking in general should help you feel better. And heck, maybe you'll even find solutions to actually improve things. But that's the thing. Anytime there is a problem or anything bothering you in life, one, If there are steps you can take to actually solve your problems, that's always good. But of course, whether or not you can solve them or not, it's also important to address how you feel about things, because your thoughts and feelings do matter. No matter how outlandish they might seem, no matter how maybe out of the ordinary they could be, your feelings are still valid, and above all, they're still real to you. They still matter to you. So, and to anyone who is listening to this, you do matter. You are important. You're not disposable. You're not replaceable. You're not worthless. No matter how much you might think that. But, yeah, and granted, like I said, the feeling the narrator or the protagonist has in that situation, it's just like, heck, a lot of times if I'm in a restaurant or something, or anywhere, I kind of feel like that's the kind of what I'm expecting all the time. And it's not because of reading a creepypasta or something. It's just, I just feel that creepypasta is the best way of defining it in a way that other people can understand. That being said, I've felt that way for decades now. It's been a very long time. Pretty much almost the entirety of my life. Granted, there's lots of reasons for that, and it's not just some sort of thing that just exists out of the blue for no reason. There's multiple things that I don't want to talk about, nor will I ever confirm or deny anything about reasons why I would be emotionally upset about things. But we'll just go with stuff I don't want to talk about ever. That just... And I don't expect anyone else to talk about the stuff that bothers them either, if they don't want to. Above all, you should try to do what's comfortable for you. You shouldn't force yourself to talk about something if it's too painful or, well, whatever else word would apply here, I guess. I'm having multiple words come to mind, but I just don't think they fit. I need to try to keep the video from being too long. But in general, with a lot of things, I wonder if other people actually think and feel the same things I do. Like I said, I'm not... Above all, like I said, if other people do think or feel the way I do, like I said, you should see a therapist or a doctor or both, and you should... Like I said, it's important not to bottle up your feelings. It's important to talk about them. But I don't know. Part of me feels like a good thing about possible recording is that if somebody does come across this video, that maybe they do feel the same way, and they at least know that they aren't the only one who feels this way. Other than that, I think I might actually try to do that Red Sun Rising thing, even though I haven't practiced or anything. I was just thinking about it when I was at work. And like I said, I'm not criticizing or judging God or, trying to be angry toward God or anything like that. Because I believe in God, believe in Jesus, the Holy Ghost. I don't mean any disrespect to God. But just trying to express the way I feel about this in my own, fucked up way. It's just the way I'm thinking about how to express it. And it's just me being cringy, I guess, but... And like I said, you could just click the X up top if you don't want to listen to anything. It's probably better that no one actually listens to this. Just because it's not like it would benefit anyone out there to listen to this, and even if you do feel the same way I do, I'm not sure listen to this would benefit you emotionally in any way. I guess the main question is, in general, the way I feel about things. Like I said, the creepypasta thing's more so a paranoia sort of thing, but at the same time, it's a very, I don't know, maybe you could describe it as social anxiety. I don't think that quite counts either. But, like I said, there's justifiable reasons for that. But that's probably just an ingrained part of my personality now that I just have to deal with. Because like I said, it's a way I, like, a lot of the things of stuff I've felt for decades. And it's just, and like I said, that's majority of my life. I'm not that old. I'm not Gandalf here. But this is why people should write scripts. That way they can actually just focus on just reading the script and just say the stuff in the script. But that doesn't work because I'm not trying to make some sort of concise lecture like I'm a fucking professor. I'm just, and I have said this before in multiple videos already, I just want to talk. It makes me feel emotionally better. And also, it's, I guess, it's a morbid curiosity of, do other people feel the same way I do? And maybe those other people that feel the same way I do would want to know that me and the other people also listening to the video all feel the same way. I don't know what they could possibly do with the information of knowing that they're not alone, that there's other people that have the same, I guess, super depressed feelings. I don't know, it's kind of like, say, if there's people that have major clinical depression, and you, like, all of them know that they each have major clinical depression. Does it help you in any way to know there's other people that feel the same way? Does it? I don't know. I don't know if this accomplishes anything. I'm gonna go with, I'm pretty sure my entire life would be, I don't really accomplish anything. I'm just me. And there's nothing fucking special about that, but that's just what I am. And like I said, aside from the depression stuff and paranoid, sort of scared of, terrified of, it's like extreme loneliness paired with I'm absolutely terrified of everyone. Like, to a point that if you go to a public restaurant, you are literally making sure to try to see discreetly everyone's face, judge everyone's intentions, make sure you know where all the doors and entrances and exits are, make sure you see everyone who's moving and where they're going and who's entering and who's leaving, at the constant fear that everyone in the entire building will suddenly attempt to murder you. So, yes, a little bit of an excessive paranoid thought. But again, I actually have actual reasons to feel that way. Maybe that's stuff I should try to find some way to feel better about. And all I can say is that all of you out there, I don't like, if you have the same kind of feeling about stuff, heck, you probably had the same reasons to develop that emotional response. I'm at least really good at hiding it. Heck, I'm always super friendly and smiling with everyone I see in public, though I do, of course, know how to read a room and, judge, okay, how should I interact with different people, because, it's very important to understand, okay, because I wouldn't call myself a person who understands anything about body language. Or any sort of, like, those sciences and stuff when it comes to that. It's more so I'm just being aware of how aggressive anyone is at any time and what their intentions are. Like, you're trying to judge what that person basically is doing in their course that day and what they want to do and what their overall thoughts are toward you, so you know whether or not they are. Basically, you're just watching for that movement of this person suddenly moving toward you with malicious intent. And that way you can take some sort of action to protect yourself, which of course, majority of time, nothing occurs. But of course, again, if other people out there feel that same way as I do, you probably have the same reasons why you feel the way I do, which I don't expect any of you to share that, because that stuff's very personal. And like I said, I'll neither confirm or deny anything, because it's really personal. But at least, if there are other people out there who feel this way, I want you to know that I also feel this way, and that you and the other people possibly commenting on this video, if anyone ever comes across it, that we all feel this way. And that we all probably have very similar reasons why we feel this way. Beyond that, of course, talked about really about the feelings of just the way society is. I feel most of us probably feel, disposable. Like when it comes to whether it's our job, society, or even just the people we know in our life or the people we interact with. I mean, you tend to feel like no one actually cares. You're seen as a burden or an annoyance just to be around. That, you guys, I think, know what I'm saying about that, and I don't know if other people feel that way. I mean, same thing as the paranoid thing. I mean, again, there's reasons for these kinds of feelings for people to have them. And it doesn't make you a bad person to feel these feelings, but it is bad for your health to feel this way. I mean, it's a valid feeling, and it comes from things happening or the interactions of others that are negative, and whether it's things that involve family, friends, school, work, relationships, the government, people you just generally meet in society, church, or just, it's just, there's a lot of reasons why people might feel worthless or disposable, or that they're unwanted, or that they're garbage, or that other people just view them as garbage, or that, say, with society, I mean, society itself just sees you as something to be used to be part of it. And granted, okay, do this and do this to keep society moving, but it's like, I don't really matter as a person. I'm just, granted, you're supposed to find people throughout life who you feel, but I don't know, like I said, everyone's got unique circumstances, and everyone's got unique reasons to feel the way they do, but those feelings are valid. And it doesn't mean you're necessarily not healing, even if you are working on that stuff, if you do feel that way sometimes. I mean, especially if a feeling is very strong, or if it's something you've been dealing with years and years and years, and something that maybe has been instilled in you through lots and lots of negative reinforcement, which, again, you don't deserve to be treated that way, and all of that stuff was not your fault, and It does not make you a bad person if people have hurt you or mistreated you in any way or said very bad things to you. But it would make sense that, that stuff stays with you, especially if you tend to ruminate about that sort of stuff. That's just... And I wish I could give you a positive answer about how to actually make things better, but I don't really know one. Like I said, just try to find healthy outlets for emotional expression. Don't keep things bottled up. If possible, I strongly advise talking to a therapist, a doctor, or maybe just somebody you trust. If you have anybody that, and if not, you'll have one day. I believe in all of you. But those are perfectly valid feelings that involve other human beings and actions and words that they've said and done. That's perfectly valid that you feel the way you should about that sort of stuff, but you shouldn't let it keep just, causing you emotional distress. That being said, it's like telling a fucking depressed person just be happy. It's not really that simple. So the main thing I'm trying to tell people is that if there is stuff bothering you like that, just don't give up. Like I said, if possible, see a doctor or therapist. Find healthy ways to express your emotions. I mean, I strongly recommend listening to music. Heck, the Nightcore music stuff's really cool. I like listening to that. I mean, heck, you guys could start your own Let's Play channel. You could read books, you could draw, you go to the gym. Going to the gym's very important. Just be careful not to get hurt. There's people that try to lift way, way too heavy, way too quick, and I don't want anyone out there to get hurt. I want all of you to try to be the best people you can be and to be as happy as you can be. To lead a stable, fulfilling life, I guess. I'm not sure how else to express it. Like, going to the gym is very important. It's just... Physical fitness is meant to supplement your life, not take over it, so make sure that you're not doing too much and you're not going to get yourself hurt or you're not, burning out, Because, you have to be able to... I think when it comes to working out, it's one important thing is consistency and making sure you're at least making steady improvement. So, just try to be patient and just try to be understanding about yourselves. You're not Batman, so don't try to push yourself like Batman. Now, if you actually are Batman, then holy shit, good for you, but let's be honest. Most people are nowhere near that. We're not superhuman. And as humans, we're pretty vulnerable. Our minds and bodies are pretty fragile. So make sure to take care of yourselves. I want everyone to be able to do and be their best. And I want everyone to be happy, and I want everyone to be kind to each other. Heck, if people all had genuine empathy for one another. That being said, it's also normal if sometimes you feel a little burnout on that too. There's times you might go between full-on panic attack to sometimes feeling completely numb and apathetic to everything, to where anything and everything could happen and you wouldn't care anymore. And that's normal for some people, I guess. Either way, maybe stuff to discuss with a therapist or a doctor. But I think that's just par for the course for any individuals that tend to have certain extreme emotional feelings about anything for a prolonged period of time. It's normal. Like I said, this video has gone on for a really long time already. Trying not to make it like the video I was referencing to was well over an hour. But, and like I said, I'm not trying to insult God or, disrespect God or question or judge God on things. It's just, I'm me. I am who I am. Main purpose of this video, other than me venting and see if other people feel the same way, and if maybe we all just like, hey, here's a group of people. We all have this depression and this paranoia and this trauma, and we all feel this, very negative self-esteem feeling. We're not all alone. We all feel this way. And maybe the people listening to this who now know that they are not alone might, I don't know, feel something positive, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the hell would fucking help. But maybe it would, that other people feel the same way. Like I said, I do strongly suggest seeing therapists or doctors if you have the option. And if not, like I said, just whenever you can. Like I said, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, you should find ways to express your emotions. At least that's the worst thing I'm ever going to do, is just be super cringy and annoy people by talking about my feelings. So, you guys could do the same. You guys could just talk about your feelings into the void of space like I am. But the other thing is about in regard to God, because, like I said, I believe in God, but there are things that a lot of churches are very strongly feeling about that I disagree with wholeheartedly. And the times I have had tried to conversations with them about arguing my point, let's just go with they were not understanding at all. They took it very personally. They were super angry and kind of felt, well, a lot more than felt unsafe. It's more so people expressed violent intentions, and yeah, I think unsafe is the way you're supposed to feel when that happens. I think that's the way anyone's supposed to feel in that circumstance. Which, I understand I understand why they feel so strongly the way they do about it. At the same time, it's just, one, I wholeheartedly disagree with them, and two, it's not like I was yelling or being mean to anyone. It's just, so there's no reason why, the other persons or people should react in such a horrible manner. But main point being is I believe in God, but there's lots of things I wholeheartedly disagree with. And I'll say this, I still respect and I love God, but at the same time, it's just there are things that I very, very, very strongly disagree with, and that also do bother me on an emotional level. That it's very depressing at times, it's very aggravating. Heck, I guess the best way to put it as part of this video is me expressing that in regard to those religious issues, was hell, and not just in regard to that, in regard to a lot of things. The best way to describe my feelings on things is I feel sad, lonely, scared, hated, and that's not a pleasant way to feel. And I understand I didn't turn out the way God intended me to. And I know I'm defective. And I guess my personality and mood wouldn't exactly be considered cohesive. And I'm not normal or the way you know, other people think I should be, and I'm not, and I can't be. That's just, it's not who I am, it's not who I want to be, and it's, even if, like I said, I don't want to be that way, and even if I wanted to be, that's, like I said, I'm me. Heck, I think part of a lyric from a song, I think kind of puts it right, is, I'm not a bad guy. I'm just a bit surprising. You know, I'm not a bad person. I mean, heck, I've never hurt anyone in my life. Aside from, say, self-defense or defense of another, and usually that was a situation where, it was a choice of act or be hurt very badly, or allow someone else to be hurt very badly. But yeah, aside from self-defense or, defending somebody else, I've never hurt anyone in my life. I'm a pretty non-confrontational person. I don't like fighting or yelling or arguments. Heck, in general, most relationships, I would feel that if I was having to argue or yell with the person, I just don't want to be in the relationship anymore. I don't like, and it's like I said, it's funny. I watch a lot of horror movies, but that's mainly just because I enjoy art and music and the way that it's used as a means of, you know, it doesn't hurt anyone. It's just a way of expressing and feeling certain emotions in a safe, controlled environment that makes you feel better. But, I mean, take roller coasters. I mean, aside from, something going wrong with the roller coaster, I mean, riding a roller coaster doesn't hurt you, but it does give you that adrenaline rush, which sometimes is good for your brain. Though, of course, your body has to have a tiny bit of adrenaline at all times, but if it has too much, it can burn out your organs. And like I said, there's certain balances to certain chemicals in your body that you're supposed to have. Of course, doctors can help monitor that sort of stuff. Main thing I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with, say, riding a roller coaster. It's not hurting anyone. But of course, it's not for everyone either. But granted, there are some people that are adrenaline junkies, which I can't really. I mean, as long as it's not hurting you, there's nothing wrong with it, I guess. But at the same time, it's like there's people out there that smoke, and well, I'm not somebody who's ever smoked, but I'm glad I never have because I have an addictive personality. I mean, heck, I'll never stop drinking ice cold Pepsi. And I do like candy and pizza. But yeah, smoking's not good for your health, but I understand that it's for people that do that, it's it's probably very hard for them to stop. So I at least understand that. And I don't know, I think I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to stay on topic. I had hoped this would be a much more concise than what the video I made this in reference to. It was supposed to be just a quick little, but again, it's, like I said, I'm not a person who really likes the idea of writing out a script or anything. It's more so just, I like rambling at my computer. I like just being able to talk, even if it's just to talk, just because it does make me feel better. And like I said, I mean, maybe other people feel the same way I do about any of the stuff I said. But, yeah, it's just, like I said, I'm not trying to criticize, like, I'm going to try to sing that one song by Red Sun Rising, Emotionless, with a few different lyrics, that I think does kind of, but I'm not going to have any music playing, so I'm just going to try to remember how the music goes. But, like I said, I'm not criticizing God or trying to, blame God for anything. I'm just trying to say that I just want to feel like God cares. I just want to feel that God is more understanding. I mean, heck, given everything that's happened in human history, given the things that even just happen in the Bible, given the fact that just the observable universe consists of trillions of galaxies, and just heck, trying to describe the scale of just how big one galaxy is, to somebody who understands the concept of how big a solar system is, let alone imagine, heck, in the past when people thought the Earth was flat. I mean, imagine trying to explain the concept of how big the Earth is, how big the solar system is, how big each of the planets are, how far each of the planets is apart, how far it is from our solar system to the nearest next solar system, how many solar systems are in a galaxy, how many other things are in there that aren't even considered part of the solar systems, how much distance there is between galaxies, and then, of course, how many galaxies there are just in the observable part of the universe. I mean, you'd think, okay, a being that has existed beyond the concept of time and created trillions of galaxies, and given all of the wars and all of the horrible atrocities that have happened over the course of the human existence, why would God care if we eat bacon or something of equal consideration? It's just, why? What? I mean, given the actual scope of the universe, one of these things seems much more insignificant in comparison to just how enormous the universe is, especially, the James Webb Telescope, the Hubble Telescope, all these images we have, especially when you see the macrocosm of the filaments, which a filament is a large group of galaxies that forms a larger superstructure. I believe filaments are considered the, which is weird, because aside from being used to describe the inside of a light bulb, a filament can be used to describe organic structures. It can even be used to describe engineering structures. It can be used to describe things in microbiology and microstructures. But I'm thinking about macrocosm. I'm thinking about, I believe filaments are considered the largest structure in the observable universe, which I could be wrong because I'm not an expert in any of that sort of stuff. But I'm a person who just tends to read everything and then maybe doesn't have the greatest recollection of it because I try to absorb too much information at once and don't try to focus on anything at one time. But, in the macrocosmic scale, I mean, filaments are probably, I believe, the largest thing in the observable universe, which are just, it's almost like a nebula, but instead of a nebula made out of the gases and elements and materials that make up a star, or an early solar system. Sorry, I had to burp. It's more so a filament is, it's like a nebula, but instead of the parts of a star, it's a gigantic nebula that's made out of galaxies. And I'm probably describing it wrong. Then again, it's always also like, I find so many things, like, I've always had a fascination with music and art, and I'm terrible at them. And of course, just with everything in space the way it is, like, you see the different parts of the world, the different environments, the different animals, especially all the things that could be deep in the deep ocean. I don't know, stingrays are pretty cool. So are clouded leopards. You guys ever seen a clouded leopard? It's like a large cat. Like, think of like a very small leopard, okay? I mean, well, it's a clouded leopard, obviously. Okay, think of your idea of a leopard that you normally are considered familiar with. Now think of one that's like halfway between that and a house cat. And then it has a tail, and the tail itself is longer than its whole body. And this is a cat that loves to climb trees. It'll jump out of a tree and dive into water. It's very good at swimming. It likes to catch fish and birds. I think also monkeys and stuff. But I'm like, it likes to, like, it plays like a house cat. Except, this cat loves water and swimming. And it's very good at it. And it likes to climb trees and doesn't get stuck and have to have like a firefighter come rescue him. Or like that one scene from Cyanide Happiness. It's like, oh, my cat's stuck in the tree, and like, let me get my ladder. Okay, I'm getting distracted. But it's just, yeah, it's just the way different planets are, especially all those pictures and information we have on how big different planets are, unusual gravity or weather patterns, or ways the planet, or what they're made out of, or just what's in different solar systems, how far apart they're apart, or the different kinds of stars, whether you're talking about a red giant or a black hole or a neutron star, a white dwarf, a black dwarf. There's also like other types of those stars and their binary star systems. There's even something called a vampire star, where one star is eating another star, which, one, looks fascinating, and two, just the idea behind it, even just the graphs showing the data for what's happening is fascinating. But the idea behind a lot of that stuff is just, it's visually interesting, and just the story behind it, like that there's a star eating another star. I mean, it's like I said, it's called a vampire star. And it's just, it's fascinating to see, and it's fascinating to know about. I'm just saying, could you imagine trying to explain such a thing in the past? But it's just, then again, heck, you could have went back to the 90s and told people about the internet that we had in the 2005. Granted, we're in 2022 now. But I mean, honestly, you could have traveled to the 90s and told them about the level of internet we had in the late 2000s. Just a decade later. They wouldn't believe you. I mean, heck, think of everything we have. Space travel, cars, airplanes, computers, the internet, cell phones, television, colored television. And the fact that it's went from those being those big, bulky boxes to just, I mean, we've had flat screens for what, a couple decades now? The ideas of CDs, music, all the different types of genres of music. Heck, I've been listening to a bit of Korn, and just like it's, I mean, it definitely is a good way to have music that you can identify with on emotional way, and just, it's just good to listen. And of course, not, you can't, I mean, different songs are different things. You don't identify all of them, but even the songs you don't, I mean, have a really awesome beat, and it's, especially a lot of it's a 7-string guitar, and a lot of the bass lines are pretty interesting, and you listen to the drums, and the vocals, of course. Like I said, I still want to, like, still think it would be awesome if Till Lindemann or from Rammstein were to sing the original Pokemon theme, as well as maybe do some covers of Linkin Park. I also think it'd be interesting some things for Disturbed, like Dexter's Laboratory, or the song Brother My Brother from the original Pokemon movie soundtrack. And of course, Jonathan Davis. I mean, some of the songs for the Tokyo Ghoul anime. But I've seen Korn in concert a couple times. Maybe I should go see them again sometime. But it's just, I don't know. I'm glad I do live in an era where I have all these fascinating things I can know about. Whether it's, I mean, heck, in school I was able to do calculus and physics, but I can't remember any of that now. I probably wouldn't be able to do basic math that well anymore. I was so much smarter when I was younger, and I feel dumb now. Sad face. Fuck. Hey, I seem like I'm cheering up slightly. It's just, I'm glad to live in an era where we have all this technology, where I can know about all these wonders of the universe, where I can be able to see things of parts of the world I'll never be able to visit, that I would never even know existed. And of course, anime's fascinating stories, amazing music. Heck, just be able to go to various concerts I've gone to were great experiences. Heck, every relationship I had, granted a lot of them had bad things that happened with them too, but I'm still grateful for every relationship I ever had. That's just, in the same way the places I've traveled, Granted, I haven't traveled very much, but the places I have seen, I find fascinating. At least the places I haven't, or probably won't ever, I've been able to see footage of. I mean, there's so many instruments out there that are fascinating that I've never seen in person. Then again, I've never even seen a PS5 in person. And those have been out for what, a couple years now? But you at least see pictures of it on YouTube. And of course, there's lots of great comedy. I mean, heck, take Chris Rock or Robin Williams. Heck, I'm looking forward to the fourth John Wick film. And heck, I think in a couple weeks, the Black Adam movie comes out. You have The Rock in that. So I think he'll probably do an awesome job. Though I'm wondering if they'll ever make a movie where, Black Adam and Shazam. And if Black Adam would stay more of an anti-hero and actually be more on, positive terms with Billy Baxter. Or how that's going to go forward. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm kind of tired. But I think I want to do that one thing I was thinking about. Like I said, I can't sing or anything. But I guess the main thing is this. I'm not trying to criticize God. I'm not trying to insult God. But I'm just trying to express that. Not just in regard to God and certain religious thoughts about certain things, but also in regard to other people in this world. And just in regard to my own personal life and things that are, I kind of feel a bit beyond my control. That this point of the video is me expressing that I'm sad. I'm lonely. I'm scared. I feel hated and that people would basically just, heck, I'd feel that people, even family, friends, society, the world itself, God, would all hate me, want to hurt me, find me disgusting, think I'm worthless, that the world would be better off if I were gone. Which I understand may be a bit of an excessive feeling, but I imagine other people out there probably feel similar to what I feel. That you guys, and granted everyone's got unique reasons why they feel this way, but I don't know if it helps you to know that you're not the only one. I don't know if it helps. I mean, honestly, even if I had hundreds of people commenting on this video saying they also feel the same way, I'm not sure how it would make me feel. I'm not sure if it'd be positive or negative, if I would be overwhelmed with an emotion, or if I would feel generally apathetic. Honestly, I think it would come more in waves, going back and forth. Like, I don't feel like my emotional response to certain things is always the same. And sometimes if something bad happens, you sometimes are a little bit in a state of shock about it, and you kind of don't really, I don't know the correct word, sort of recognize how you feel in the moment, or you kind of just like, it's like delayed onset of a feeling. I mean, sometimes if you're in a situation where, you have to respond a certain way to not get hurt, I mean, obviously, freezing in fear is not going to help you, but of course, you're going to have certain emotions later when you actually have the time to actually process things. Though I understand some people don't stop processing things either. They just sort of, have trouble, not feeling hurt from that stuff. And I think a lot of stuff is a ongoing process. It's like going to the gym. Granted, I mean, I would hope one day that everything's better. But I mean, I get you never stop going to the gym, so I mean, you should never stop. Like, even if you do feel better about whatever it is that is hurting you and making you emotionally upset, um, you should probably still talk about, even if it's just happy feelings, then you should still talk about those. Or even if it's you suddenly feel apathetic and you feel nothing, you should talk about that too. I mean, it's good for people to have better communication with each other. I'm sorry, I'm going. I know I tend to ramble, and I know that the general rambling does make me feel better, but I was one to try to avoid rambling to this extent. Heck, if anything, I was one to try to keep this down to be like 6 minutes max. But main thing in regard to the song, I'm gonna at least I'll attempt to sing. Like I said, my voice is epilepsy for years, so it's gonna be painful to listen to. And if you don't identify with the way I'm changing lyrics, then it's just gonna sound really stupid and cringy. And if you do identify with it, then well, I guess you probably understand where I'm coming from. I mean, part of it is feeling that. I guess in regard to this thing is you're somebody that believes in God, who above all wants to be a good person, and you're the kind of person who would never hurt anyone, and you never want to, and you hope that the world stays peaceful enough that, because I mean, if we have like a freaking apocalypse sort of event and there's like a civil war or another world war or some shit, I really don't know what the fuck's going to happen from it, but I'm going to assume it's going to be very not peaceful, and I'm going to assume that there's going to be a lot of very dangerous situations that arise out of that. But assuming that society doesn't go, fucking collapse or something, I mean, most part, people should be able to, like, the best way not to get hurt in a fight is just to avoid being in a fight at all. But of course, you don't really control life. It's kind of like car accidents. The best way not to be in a car accident is, well, obviously not ever be in a car or anywhere near a car. But, that's not very conducive to actually having a productive life. You have to be able to do things in society and go places. But I mean, when you're driving, you can, follow the laws, drive the speed limits. There's even defensive driving where you're aware of where the other drivers are and you're watching them so you can act accordingly so you can minimize the chance of a car accident. But of course, you're not in complete control of everything out there, so there's always a chance something will happen that, there's nothing you could have done about. But you can at least minimize the chance. So, I forget why the fuck I'm even talking about this. I don't know, something about cars? Shit. I need a floating whiteboard that just sort of has like, I need fucking Tinkerbell from the Peter Pan story with a giant fucking Sharpie marker writing down on that fucking floating whiteboard so that she can then just point to like, oh, that's why I was talking about stuff. I'm sorry I get confused and lost easily. It's my own fucking conversation about my own fucking feelings, and yet I'm just so fucking lost. Fuck. But, yeah, like I said, it's just the best way to describe it is you're somebody that believes in God, but you disagree with things in the Bible, and you disagree with them, one, for very personal reasons, or for reasons that you feel are moral, to where you think, your stance on it granted, it's, like I said, people are like, oh, that's arrogant. I'm like, it's not arrogant. It's me just actually having free will and be able to think for myself. To just, I am who I am. Like I said, I know I didn't turn out the way God intended me to. I know I'm defective. I know I'm not normal that by the standards that would be set by society. let alone by the past. I'm not really valuable in any way. I mean, I'm not skillful or anything. I'm not good at anything. There's nothing about me that really could be seen as something that would give anyone a reason to care about me, let alone a reason for God to care about me. So, hell, when it comes right down to it, there's no reason why the entire human race isn't just disposable. At the end of the day, all of us combined, what do we even really matter? Why would we even matter? We're insignificant. Whether it's in the scale of the universe, or even just trying to compare ourselves, to our Creator. We're absolutely insignificant, even as a collective, even after everything we've done, all the understanding we have, everything we've accomplished. What value do we really have? And that's even just as a species, or even just the universe. But even beyond that is just, and I'm sure other people probably feel this way, but me as an individual, the fuck do I matter to the rest of the human race? If I disappear, the rest of the human race ain't gonna give a shit. They're not even gonna notice. It's not like I'm all that special at work or anything. I'd be replaced within days. So, I'm replaceable. I'm disposable. In regard to everything in life. There is no reason why anyone should want to ever listen to me, especially in regard to me talking about my damn feelings, let alone why anyone should ever want to care. Or why, I would ever deserve that. Because I don't. I don't deserve to have anyone listen to me. I don't deserve to have anyone care, let alone God. All things considered, I'm a failure of a fucking human. When it comes to being a human, I'm a failure. Let alone by the standards of society. I am nothing special. I'm not good at anything. And, like I said, there's nothing about me that would make me any better than anyone else. So, why would I matter? At the end of the day, why? Why would I matter at all? So I'm sure other people probably feel that way. But especially in regard to God, because there are certain things, especially if, whether it's society or other people, but also just, heck, a lot of things where you're expected to be certain things, like, oh, you don't make a certain amount of money, or you haven't been successful in your endeavors, like, oh, you're not athletic, or you're not skillful at stuff. Like, I like my guitar. I like playing my guitar. I'm terrible at it. And I know, I've had people question me about it too, in real life, saying, okay, you like your guitar, but why are you such shit at it? And I'm like, I don't really have a reason to explain. And it's just, a lot of times, I'll focus on other things too, but it's just, I play my guitar because I enjoy playing it. I'm not trying to impress anyone. It's not like I'm in a fucking band, though I did consider the idea at points, but it's kind of like Baki the Grappler sort of thing. There's no way you're going to play an instrument and never, fantasize about the idea of being in a band. You're always going to think about it, no matter how unskilled you are, no matter how little you play your guitar. The thought's going to come to mind. It's kind of like that opening line of the original anime for Baki the Grappler from the early 90s, season 1. That phrase, that every man, at least once in his life, is going to consider the idea, the dream, of being the strongest in the world. And granted, that's absolutely ridiculous and unattainable for most. But there's people like Mike Tyson who were able to do phenomenal things. I mean, have you watched the boxing matches with Mike Tyson? Holy shit. He's amazing. And granted, there are times where I do try to do workouts where I try to emulate at least some of the stuff that he does. Now, of course, I'm absolutely nowhere near anything comparable to that. But it's the same thing with Jackie Chan. I would put Mike Tyson and Jackie Chan in the same category. They're just so phenomenal at things that I've at least improved my ability on because of them. I'll say this. I have improved my physical strength and whatever abysmal level of skill I have at boxing because of Mike Tyson. Now, obviously, I am nowhere near as strong as Mike Tyson, and I will never ever be. But at least I'm stronger than I was. I'm better than I was. So, yeah, I'll never, ever, 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 ever be anywhere near Mike Tyson's level. But at least I'm better than I was the day before. At least I can get stronger. I can at least develop some level of skill better than what I had before. Now, is it ever anything that I could describe myself as being skillful or strong? Probably not. Like I said, I'm a failure at everything. I can't succeed at anything. And everything I've ever tried, I'm a failure. But I'm at least getting better. And heck, as long as I keep working at it, I can be stronger tomorrow than I am today. And then stronger the next day. So I can keep getting better. So even though I'll never reach the heights that they are, I can at least see the example of just how amazing Mike Tyson is, how amazing Jackie Chan is. And I can improve myself while trying to copy them. I'll never be anywhere close to them, but I can at least make myself better by trying. It's a completely unrealistic, unattainable goal at all. It's completely unrealistic. It's completely unattainable to ever be anywhere close to Mike Tyson's level. But by at least trying, I'll make myself stronger. And that's good, right? That's enough. But in regard to the stuff about God, it's just, I believe in God. I respect God. I love God. I believe in Jesus and the Holy Ghost and all that. And in general, I want a good world where everyone is kind to each other. If possible, I wouldn't want anyone to ever harm anyone ever again. But that's not the kind of world we live in, but I am a bit idealistic. But yeah. It's just in regard to God, just there are things that I disagree with. There are things in the Bible that many churches and many parts of society, there's a fly buzzing around, would not. Well, I already explained that part. But main point being is, yeah, this video is going to be just as long as the video I'm making of this in reference to. Damn. So much for making shorter videos. I think I even said that in that previous video too. Damn. Like I said, that video was from 2 days ago. Though honestly, if you're still listening at this point, why? Why is anyone actually listening to me? But yeah, the point of the video is me just saying, like I said, in regard to a lot of things, but I guess in this one specific example, in regard to God and everything, is just, I'm not criticizing God. I'm not blaming God. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to God. I'm just saying I feel sad. I feel lonely. I feel scared. I feel hated. I mean, like I said, I know that there's nothing special about me in any regard. And when it comes right down to it, like I said, there's no reason for anyone to actually care about me, let alone God. But I want God to love and accept me for who I am. And yeah. I'm gonna try singing this damn song now, I guess. Let me pull my phone up. It's right here in front of me. I already have it, the Motionless song pulled up. But like, so I won't have any music and I haven't practiced or anything. I was considering trying to write out a thing for all of the words to be different. But like I said in the video this is a reference to. And like I said, that'll be the middle link. I'm going to put 3 links in the description. The top link will be the Mr. Creepypasta thing. The third link will be my version of that creepypasta if I can find it. And the second, or in this situation, middle link, it'll be the video this is a reference to, which video this is a reference to is just, I literally titled it something about me venting about, well, me just being a loser and feeling worthless and, well, feeling that my own creator would not like me. Because why would God like me? I mean, there's nothing special about me. And all things considered, there's nothing special about me. So, well, let's go and try this. Heck. I think I even referenced in the other video, another video I made like about a week before that, where I was like combining, I think this is Korn songs, Make Believe, and No One's There. You and I, we have no faces. They can't hurt us anymore. So, but of course that's not an actual lyric. It's just 2 songs getting combined. So, this will be a song, Emotionless by Red Sun Rising, but I'm changing words of this to express the feeling. And like I said, I haven't yet. It'll be kind of hard for me to, because I'm not listening to music, and of course I'll be reading the actual lyrics off my phone, so of course I'll just have to like remind myself as I'm reading it to change it in a way, provided I even remember the change to lyrics that I thought of while I'm working. It'd be nice if I could have a radio at work or listen to some kind of music. Okay, let's give this a try. Like I said, I can't sing. With lips closed and eyes sealed, your sculpture with pulse, I want to capture your essence and keep it here forever, Night Moon 11. And I feel good about Jesus not caring. You just lie motionless, emotionless. God is beautiful asleep. Motionless, emotionless. You're beautiful asleep. I'll feel everything as you set my soul aflame. How long will you last? How long will you stay? As much as it hurts, you're making us beautiful forever. Until we rot away to nothing, the world will be so beautiful on fire. I feel good about Jesus not caring. I feel good about you. You'll just lie motionless, emotionless. God is beautiful asleep. You'll just lie motionless, emotionless. You're beautiful asleep. 'Cause I'm falling apart. 'Cause I'm falling apart at my seams. I am falling apart. I am falling apart at my seams. But yeah, you guys get the point. Like I said, there's no music or anything, but like I said, I'll put the 3 links in the description. Like I said, I'm fine and everything. I just felt emotional about that stuff, and I just wanted to express it. I just need to talk. Just, like I said, I guess my way of coping with things is by annoying everyone else. So, yeah, sorry I bothered everyone. But yeah, just wanted to know if other people feel this way too. Bye.